Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Julie Mann. I'm also known as the Habit Fixer, and I love helping women to regain their mojo and age well. And I do that with EFT, which is a really simple tapping technique, nutrition, skincare, and digital products. And today, I am so delighted because I've got the wonderful Paula Wingate with me. Now, if you haven't heard of her, she is a seven-figure business coach. And she shows business owners how to unleash their brilliance. Totally love that, Paula.
Thanks.
What I love about her as well is that she just seems to have this ability to say the right thing at the right time to create change. And also, she's really straight talking. And I love that. Hello, Paula.
Hello, Julie. Thank you so much for inviting me onto this amazing podcast, by the way.
Pleasure. And I think you're going to be talking about 4 simple habits to explode your business, aren't you?
Oh, yes, definitely. And thank you so much for inviting me to be able to do that. I really, really love it. And all these gorgeous people that are either watching or listening, I really appreciate it. So Julie asked me to come out and sit in, and she asked me to share some amazing things. So I thought, you know what, let's just make it really simple and easy because that's what habits should be. So it's so easy to implement. And at the same time, I'm going to show you 4 simple, just very simple actions you can take. If you make it daily habits, can absolutely explode your business, as long as you put it into action.
Absolutely. It's all about the action, isn't it? So just take it away.
Okay, so the first very one to really, it's so simple, is the power of the 1%. So you do the power of the 1% every day. So you'll be like, what is the power of 1%, right? You just do one small action every single day that will improve your business by 1% every single day. So for example, you might go, you know what? So I do a learning formula called 20-10-5 because I'm dyslexic. I do 20 minutes of reading or watching a video or listening to a podcast every single day. And then I spend 10 minutes writing it all down just to transfer the knowledge from my head onto paper. And then I teach somebody for 5 minutes. And that's every single day. And if I teach somebody for 5 minutes about the new thing I've just learned, there's so many things that happen in my little light bulb moments going, oh, don't ask me that question. I don't know that, right? So then I'll go and find it out a bit more. And before I know it, I'm improving my knowledge, but I'm also improving people's knowledge around me. Now, if I did that every single day, because the more you learn, the more you earn, right? If I did that every single day, for 12 months of the year, I'll improve my performance by 3,678.02%.
Oh my goodness, that's absolutely staggering, isn't it?
It is.
How
So
extraordinary. 5 minutes.
that's it. So just do 35 minutes a day of reading or learning. Well, not 35 minutes, 35 minutes a day. Yeah, learning. And then breaking it down, 20 minutes of reading or learning, 10 minutes of writing it down, transferring it out your head, and then 5 minutes talking to somebody about it. Because the different parts of your brain you're using, different light bulbs of your brain that you're using, helps you retain the information. Most of us will read the books, 52 books of the year, and take no action. Well, what's the point in that? You might as well just read 1 or 2 books of the year, put it into place, put it into action. And only one book you need in your life that will change your whole life. Just one book, and if you put it into action, will change your whole life. So just going back to the 1%, so it's just giving a little simple equivalent here. If I give you £100, Julie, and said, right, improve my £100 by 1% every day for the full year, that turns out to be £3,678.02 return. Now, why would you not do that?
Good point.
So the biggest investment that I've learned in the experience is in myself. The biggest investment is improving myself through personal development, believe it or not. And I was a very big latecomer to this. I was like 37 and realizing, wow, personal development, really? I read books, really? Then all of a sudden, one book when I was homeless that changed my life. That was like, oh, why have I not done that? Why have I just not done that? So biggest investment is in yourself, improving yourself. And Warren Buffett started off with reading 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day. Now he reads and learns 8 hours a day. So now you'd be thinking, how the hell, as a business owner, do I earn the right to read 8 hours a day or learn 8 hours a day. And it's quite simple. It's the power of the 1%. Now, think about it as well. If you're feeling overwhelmed, our brains are only designed to do one thing at a time, just one thing at a time. But as humans, we like to have 8 arms like octopuses and think that we can do everything all at the same time and then not do anything. If you just focus on one thing at a time, put it into place, all of a sudden your overwhelm's gone. You're not burning out. You're not knackered. You're on form. You're sharp. You're on fire, because the only thing you can change in that moment in time is that one item of task you're doing. So 1%, power of 1%. Now, if I do the 1%, when I'm working with business owners on the 1%, I also work on the inner child. Now, if you think about it, we've all got a child in us. It's how we actually, and that's our foundation, our roots. If we don't work on our inner child and we work on our mindset, for example, we're just plastering over trauma, issues, challenges, anything that's come up. It's going to pop up at some point in your life. So I'll give you a plain example. Recently, something happened to me where I do a business club every month at St Mirren Football Club. And for some reason, one of the sports scientists forgot the date and put a wrong date in, but she was bringing in another speaker in at the same time. And we just started promoting it. So we moved it from the 7th of May to the 14th of May. But it meant that I couldn't go. And I'm the organizer. And they were like, it's fine. We'll still do it without you. So my little inner child came in and I was like, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. You can do that without me? Right, do it yourself then, type of thing. And before I knew it, they did well. They exceeded it. They did amazing. And I just thought, you know what, Paula, flip it. Even that inner child in you has encouraged them to do this. Now they can survive without you. Now they can grow the business club without you. You're redundant. And that's the biggest thing that was brilliant for me, because I was like, you know what? If I had worked on my inner child years ago, when I used to throw my dummy out the cot, how many more people could I have inspired? So I always say we've got an inner child in us that can be really, really nurtured, given love, compassion, understanding. And who are we then after that inner child that we, Paula, knows that she's okay and being looked after? That makes sense. So then it comes to your belief then. So most people that come to speak to me say, Paula, I have no self-belief. In fact, no worth, I'm useless, I'm not good enough, I've no confidence. And just imagine if they worked 1% on their self-belief every single day. Who would they be then? What type of person would they be then? Where would their business be then if they actually really went out there and just knew how bloody brilliant that we are? Now, every single one of us has got loads of magic in us. We've just forgot how magical and powerful we are. So that self-belief unlocks the key. It unlocks the chain of everything that we've got around us that makes us feel crap, useless. We can't do things. We're always going to fail. We're always going to fear failure. We're always going to fear success. That self-belief actually knows how brilliant we are. Where would we be as people? Where would we be as business owners? So, question to you, Julie, is with you being an EFT supersonic expert, what's your thoughts on working on the inner child?
It's absolutely vital making friends with that inner child, because if we don't make friends with it and if we don't listen to it, acknowledge it, then like a small child that wants an ice cream, it'll go on and on and on till it gets the ice cream, till you give into it, or you make another choice. So I'm holding an ice cream, by the way. Really, really important to acknowledge it. I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, it's something that I totally disregarded, even as a coach. It was only till my coach said, Paula, your little inner child needs love, understanding, compassion. It's like, oh my God, yeah, you're right. And now I do a letter to wee Paula every day, showing that I really understand her and everything that the signs she's given me. I really appreciate her. And don't worry, you're safe, love. And the change in me has been phenomenal just by that small, and it's not small because you've got a lot of work to do, but just that small thing of just sending a letter to when I was younger and who I am now, and vice versa. You could do it from when you were younger to who you are today, makes a huge difference in performance.
Oh my goodness, what an absolutely brilliant habit. I love that. I absolutely love that. There's so much in what you've said, Paula. And one of the things I've got to ask, you talked about one book that made a difference. So what was that one book?
Right, so my dyslexia kicks in all the time, but it's from T. Harv Eker, and it's The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind.
Yeah. Would you recommend that book?
Oh, 100%. In fact, I'll buy it for you. I just like, it's just incredible. Like, I've coached way over 1,000 people, and just say 1,000 people have read it, and just say one person hasn't read it. All 999 people have changed their life through just reading that book. The only people that don't change their lives is when they put that book on the bookshelf and say, I'll read it when I get to it.
Yeah, and apparently there's some sort of statistic around if you buy a course and you don't do it within the first 2 weeks or something like that, or you buy that book, you don't read it within that time, the likelihood of you actually doing that is really low. So it is, like you say, about taking action on the things that you read. So thank you.
No
Thank you,
problem.
thank you. Anything else you want to add, Paula? I absolutely love the way that you express yourself and you talk about those things, because sometimes we just need to hear things. We might know it, but it's about practicing it. But sometimes we need to hear it in a different voice, and put in a slightly different way. And I love the way you've described what you're talking about. So yeah, is there one more thing you'd like to say before we finish?
So one thing I would say is the money mindset. Massive change. So with the T.R. Eker book, I read that every single day, and that's been a good 10 years now. Every single day I'll have it on audio, I'll read a chapter of it, because what I've realized, the more I've grown, the more I've seen different golden nuggets in there that I've not seen before.
Brilliant.
So one of the things I would say is get a book, read it, etc. I've got a couple of more things that I can share if you're okay with that.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Okay. The second habit is the pricing and getting paid up front at all times, regardless of what industry in. And I can see them pelting tomatoes at me right now, but I just want to be really honest. So I'm in training, and I never knew you didn't get paid up front. So when I first went out for a contract of 30K with a big bank, I was like, right, it's 30K. As soon as you pay your money in the bank, I'll prioritize my time around you in my diary. So basically, pay your money up front and I'll put you in my diary. And they're fine. And it wasn't until somebody else said to me, Paula, that's not how we work in training. Why? Why would you not get paid up front? Are you a bailiff? Do you want to become a bailiff? So no matter who I speak to, 99% of business owners are so desperate for the business that they will follow and get dictated by the buyer, when actually the process is to learn how to get paid up front. So if anybody needs that, please come to me. I'm so passionate about that, because I see so many big businesses taking advantage and building up their business through other people's cash flow. So if anybody needs any help with that, but pricing, the daily habit of pricing is, how can you challenge yourself to increase your prices so that you get you get your worth, your self-worth. So a lot of us attach our self-worth to pricing. But why would you do that if your competitor is gaining more money and they're proving to you that there is a market that will pay that level of money for that product or that service? The only thing is, what's stopping us is the mind. Now, before I say this, before I get into this a little bit further, don't look at your competitors to get them to set your price, because there's only one you. You're unique. You're fantastic at what you do. Live your power. Live your magic. So one of the things I would say is there's this thing called the new rich. Don't know if you've heard of the new rich before.
No.
Okay. So my dad taught me to work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the full 12 months of the year and maybe take a couple of days holiday if needed to. And then he was planning to retire when he got to like 45, 50, and then have the whole rest of his life free to do what he wants. However, the new rich is actually being able to do what you want right now and build a business that you can work anywhere in the world from. And at the same time, price and create a system or a process or a product or a service that helps you work 1 or 2 days, 2 days a month. If you can't cope with that, 1 or 2 days a week, but at the end of the day, you're not working 28 days of the month, you're actually working maybe 2 days a month or 8 days a month. And that way, we're not waiting to get old to retire and enjoy our life. We're not sacrificing our health to get old and retire, enjoy our health, enjoy our life. We're that knackered, we're that old, we can't go and get life insurance or travel insurance to go abroad and do what we want because our bodies are burnt out. So if we actually learn how to do the new rich today, where would we be when we know how much freedom we've got? Where would our happiness be if we've got all this freedom and we can do what we want? Rather than being brainwashed, actually, you've got to be an employee or you've got to run your business and you've got to spend hours and hours in your business to make it work. Just working with a company at the minute and with their pricing, they've done this and just set a price. But this price, if they were going to, utopia, a business can work up to 75% net profit. That's utopia. I've seen profit at 2%, 5%, 10%, 20%. What they can do is set a price at 75% net profit or 50% net profit or 25% net profit, and then 25% costs, 50% costs, or 75% costs. But they stick to a budget. So if they do 75% net profit and 25% costs, what does the cost look like for them to be able to deliver and achieve 75% net profit? Now, when I was working with this company, the 4 times their expenses. So they're running their business and it's basically no business. They've got 1.2 million coming in and only keeping 2,900 of it a year.
Wow.
So again, we're not practicing our pricing. If they actually practiced their pricing and they actually believed in themselves, they actually knew how good they were, they could earn an extra 6 million through the demand of what they can do. And I don't want to go through into that more detail, but the message I'm giving here is about challenging your mindset on pricing every day. What habit can you put in place every single day that challenges your pricing mindset, your self-worth? And that's where it comes into, is your self-worth. Whatever pricing you've set is based on your self-worth, your financial thermostat. So how can you improve that every single day so it gets stronger? The third one is time. Time's an illusion. How much time do you have, Julie, in your day?
Well, like you said, it's an illusion. I was talking about time earlier on today and saying we don't know how much time we've got, actually.
Oh,
and it's very precious. It's the most precious commodity we have, if you can call it a commodity.
Yeah, we think money is the most important one.
Yeah.
But actually, time is an illusion. So the thing is, though, what we tend to do is run our businesses on 80% of tasks that only bring 20% of our money in. What if we flipped that and worked on 20% of our tasks that bring on 80% of our money in? And if we actually run businesses as sharp as that, so for every 20% of time we have, we bring 80% of our revenue in. What about flipping it even sharper and say how much, if we could actually do 4% of our tasks that bring in 64% of our money in, where would our businesses be on those habits? And it's quite easy to do. It's just to sit down and think about what is the one task that will bring 80% of my revenue in? And what is the one task that will bring 64% of my revenue in? Then all we do is focus on it and master it and learn it. So learn it, master it, focus it. So all we do, just highly become obsessive with it every single day. What's the one task that will bring me these returns in? And at the same time, your business will flourish because you'll be sharper, you'll be lighter, you'll be brighter, you'll be on the ball. You'll have so many different levels of decisions you're making rather than actually working 9 in the morning till 10 at night and then getting up and doing it the same. Your body will be wanting to be given more me time, more exercise, more time in nature, just more time doing what you want to do rather than being stuck behind a desk, getting a fat ass, if that makes sense. When really we could really explore this business just by focusing on time. What's your thoughts on that, Julie?
Oh my goodness, I was just thinking, Paula, it's like your words are like nourishment for mind, body, and soul. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like the sound of flipping it.
flipping it. Yeah,
I don't
my
house.
I've got one. That's why I can say it. But we forget about our soul. What does our soul desperately need every single day to help us thrive?
Being it craves being.
Yeah. One thing I do ask every single day, and this is a habit of that I've added in recently, and it's been brilliant. What's my soul needing from me today?
Great question.
Yeah. So if it's swimming, I'll go swimming. If it's gym, I'll go to the gym. If it's walking in the woods, I'll go and walk in the woods. If it's meditating, I'll meditate. But not asking it then causes yourself a lot of problems later on down the line. Because it's like you're in a child going, I need this, I need this, I need this from you. If you're ignoring it, then trouble comes your way. And then that comes to long-term decisions. So this is the very last segment of the 4 habits, is the long-term decision making. We're really trained to think instantly and not proactively. So we're trained to do instant reactive decisions, not planned proactive decisions. Now, think about it. If you're reacting and you're trying to put a fire out today, what decision is that going to be? And how is that going to impact you long term? When actually go, what decision do I need to do today that actually covers our goals in 12 months' time, or 5 years' time, or 10 years' time? How much will you sell your business for? So they always say end in mind. What's the end in mind? No one ever thinks about selling the business. So how much would you sell your business for? And what decisions do you need to make now to be able to get that net profit, that assets, those liabilities down, to be able to then get the price you want it to be, and also getting the business working without you. So what you're doing this for, like, is it a pension fund? Was it for a salary? What, or is it just to survive? What is it? And always think of the end in mind. What is the ultimate end in mind? Who's the person you need to be able to actually sell it at that price? And then that goes to this. If you just put 4 of those simple habits in place, so which is the power of the 1%, challenging your pricing and your self-worth, time, how do you sharpen up your time? So how do you sharpen up your business so it's not sapping your time, but it's actually helping you thrive? And 4, your long-term decision making. Where would your business be? Julie, where would your business be?
Wow. Oh my goodness. I don't want you to stop, Paula. I cannot wait actually to just watch this recording, because there's so much in what you've said. You've been an absolutely brilliant guest. For those of you that have absolutely loved and been riveted by what Paula said, all her links will be down below this video. Mine will be there as well. Check her out. Oh my goodness. I mean, yes, what she doesn't know about business, really. She's walking her talk, and it's been an absolute delight. Thank you very much, all of you, for watching. If you've enjoyed it, why not subscribe?
Yeah, subscribe to Julie.
Bit more YouTube action, or share this with someone else who really, really needs it. So, Paula, thank you once again, and thank you everyone else for watching.
Thank you. And you're one amazing lady, Julie. Never forget that.